Collective, welcome back. I tried to go ahead and like pick up where we left off. We left off with Sag. So this is part 2 of the all signs, what's to come for this coming week, what to expect, what's happening. We're going to pick up now in this part 2 with Cancer. Cancer, what do we have, Cancer, happening this week, coming for you, what to expect. What will this week ahead look like for my Cancers? Guys, remember I said I had to eat? I went in that kitchen, fried me up some fish, whipped up some grits. Oh, you walked away from someone. You dropped a burden that you had, that you felt you were carrying, and you had to walk away from someone because they disappointed you. This is emotional disappointment and having to turn your back on somebody. Not that you want to, but you felt that you needed to. And there's the Cups. With this 8 of Cups, there's your energy right there. I see you walking away. Someone pissed you off. So what does that have to do with this week? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. You know what I noticed? It's a theme with a lot of the signs that a lot of y'all are walking away from people. I don't know if it's because it's summertime and listen, it's time for new. Are y'all going to be out in them streets? Is that what it is? Or you don't want to be tied down? Spirit guides, angels, divine ancestors, please shine the light on what I need to see when it comes to my Cancers for this week. Look, Cups. This is the 9 of Cups. Came reversed. Let's see a little more about this. Your energy immediately popped out with that water, because Cups represent water energy. Okay, and then we have the Chariot reversed. Again, it just confirms what we pulled. Remember when I cut the deck? Because of a situation that didn't make you feel happy, content, fulfilled, it disappointed you. You didn't get out of it what you wanted to and what you deserved. You felt that you deserved to receive from this person, this connection, this situation, whatever it is for you, however it resonates. This could be a love relationship. It could be a job that you had to leave. It could be a friendship, whatever it is. Something didn't cut it for you anymore. And it made you unhappy. And so this week, if you haven't already, you won't be moving forward with this situation or this person. Because the Chariot reverse is about basically stopping dead in your tracks. Instead of moving ahead, moving towards the direction of this person or this situation, you will be pressing pause. You're not moving towards them in any way. If it's a person. If it's a situation or an environment, like a job situation or something like that, you will be, I feel like you'll be leaving and you will be finding a new situation, a new job environment for yourself, because it didn't make you happy. It was imbalanced. Whoever it is that you were in connection with, or whatever it is that you were connected to, Cancer, you felt that it was imbalanced. It was toxic. And so because of that, you're going to be walking away. You're not having it. Okay, you're removing your energy from this. You're disconnecting from this. Tell me more about this situation. What is this? Has to do with, could it be a heartbreak with this 3 of Swords? You're healing. You're in a process this week of healing from something that emotionally dissatisfied you and disappointed you. Okay, this 3 of Swords, if it's a person, this person could have been an air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. If it's not a person, and let's say it's an environment or a situation that you involved yourself in. Somebody betrayed you in this. You feel betrayed. You feel taken advantage. You feel you could have cried over this situation. I see just extreme hurt. Something happened where you feel hurt and you feel disappointed, betrayed. Three of Hearts, Three of Swords is about someone could possibly stabbing you in the back, treating you in ways that you didn't expect them to, or treating you in ways that you didn't expect them to treat you, and so this is emotional pain. This is also you being up in your head as well on this situation or on this person. But this week, you're going to be dropping these swords. So that's the good thing. You were in extreme pain recently, but whatever this is for you, however it resonates, you'll be this week healing from it. So that's the good thing. So you see the swords is now falling out of that heart. This card came reversed. It came upside down. So it just means that you're not going to be as hurt anymore over this. You're going to be releasing these swords. You're not going to be up in your head about it anymore. You're not going to be hurt, depressed. You're not going to be down in the dumps anymore over this. Tell me more about the Three of Swords, Spirit. King of Cups. So this is a person. This is someone who was emotionally Cancer, emotionally void, emotionally disconnected. If this is a person, then this is somebody you were connected to who didn't come in and give you. They didn't pour into you. They liked the attention that they got from you and the love that you gave them, but they were unable to give it to you. And I feel that's what really hurt you. The King of Cups reverse is someone who's emotionally manipulative. This could be somebody who played on your feelings for them. They knew that you felt strongly about them, and I just had a vision of like a puppeteer. You know how somebody has strings and they're pulling this puppet's strings to make it move? That's what they did with your feelings. So they used how much they knew that you cared about them against you. That's who the King of Cups reversed is. Very manipulative. This is someone who is also a narcissist, someone who misuses their power. This could be, if it's not a love situation, it could be a boss. So someone that you worked for. This is someone who maybe just wanted sex, and maybe you found out that it was more sexual than emotional for them, and that broke your heart. Okay. They could be also a water sign just like you. King of Cups. So Cups is definitely water. That's your energy. So they could also be a water sign like you, Cancer. Now, tell me what's the advice, Spirit? Look. The advice is the world. They're saying you, because of who you are, the energy that you have, you are whole with or without another person. You see how it looks like this character is inside of a wreath, a circle, right? You are whole and complete without anyone else, and they want you to know that. So your spirit team, your spirit guides, God wants you to know that either with or without this person, even though you're walking away from them, you're going to be just fine. The world is about feeling full, feeling, centered. Okay. And really I feel like you may be in your own energy for a while, but you're going to be fine, because right now you need to focus on yourself. You are the main character. Okay. And that's what they want you to remember with this world card. The world is yours. You can have anything that you want. Stay focused on yourself for now and see just how much you achieve and how much you get done just doing that. And don't be so focused on connecting with another person. really start looking inside yourself so that you can feel complete without having to be tied to somebody else. Oh, thank you, Spirit. That was a good message. Tell me more now, Spirit, for Leo. What does Leo have coming this week? Spirit, for this new week. Leo, what do we have coming for you? You guys, I have Leo in my chart. I don't know if you guys knew that. I'm a Leo rising. What do y'all know about Leos? Let's see. Queen of Cups reversed and the Seven of Pentacles when I was cutting the deck. Did you get bored waiting on somebody? Did you get tired of waiting on somebody and you took your love back, took your energy back? Let's see. You could have been dealing with somebody who has water in their chart. Somebody who had Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio in their chart. Spirit, show me what Leo has coming for this week. Again, look. Wow. We're seeing this card a lot today. This walking away. I said that. I said it's a theme for the week. For a lot of the signs, you're walking away from something or someone who disappointed you. Again, with this Seven of Cups, Leo, something disappointed you and you had to turn your back on it. You didn't want to, but you felt that emotionally that would be the most healthy thing to do for you. Something became toxic. And this week, you're going to be walking away from this toxic thing or person or situation. Because you see how there's a moon here. There's a full moon and then there's a crescent. And they're connected. And the moon is all about, the moon is standing out to me on this card. And so that's why I'm talking about it. The moon is all about revealing things that need to be seen. Nothing can hide under the moon or under the sun. You can see everything because the light is going to illuminate and shine on whatever it is. So something that you, metaphorically, is just letting me know there's something that you maybe wrestled with in your mind on whether you should leave or go or stay or walk away, something you were confused about. This week, you're going to be coming to the realization that it's time to walk, and you're going to walk. You're going to leave. You will make the decision this week to finally drop the self-doubt, because I feel like it's self-doubt that held you back from walking away from this. You know that it doesn't make you happy anymore. You know that you need to depart. You know that you need to disconnect yourself from this, whatever it is. And you would know because you know how it resonates. But you're doing it because it's the right thing to do and it's not making you happy, and it could be making you depressed and down because you know that this is not the situation for you. It could have been at one point good for you, but it's not anymore. And I feel like whatever this is, you hung in there for a long time. You know, it took you a while to get to this point of, all right, I'm going to finally do this. And this week, you're going to do it. Tell me more about the Seven of Cups. Now, if it's a person, Page of Wands. Okay, again, this could be, this Page of Wands, this is a person, absolutely. But so this could be a boss. This could be somebody you work for. So this could be a job situation that you're deciding this week to leave. It could also be a person that you're romantically involved with. This could be a friend as well that you feel, you know, whoever this is a very immature person. I'm gonna tell you that right now, because pages are the most immature out of the whole deck, and I tell you guys that all the time. This person could have fire in their chart, all right? Like you're a fire sign. This person could also be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag, or have it somewhere in their chart. But anyway, this person is very immature. They are someone who is pretty aimless. They don't, how you would know who it is if it's a person, and it's looking like a person, you would know if this is your boss that you're going to have to walk away from this job, or this love interest or friend. You would know them because they come off as very immature. I don't care how old they are, they come off as immature. And on top of that, they seem to be very all over the place, not focused, and they always seem very scattered, is the energy that I'm getting. This is someone who, their energy is like, I want to say ADD, or I'm just getting some type of hyperactive. They could come off very hyper as well. And they have like highs and lows. So sometimes they're calm and then they'll turn around and be very hyper, and it's all over. That's how you'll know who this is. Okay. What happened here in this situation, Spirit? What happened here for Leo? You don't want to put the work in anymore. It's too much burdens. It's too stressful with this. This is the 9 of Wands, who's the wounded warrior. This job or this relationship beat the hell out of you, because you see how in the upright this person has a bandage on their head. They're all ripped up, tattered up. It looks like they've been through war, and they have. But they're just letting me know that what happened here is that you became so beat up emotionally, and spiritually, and this place could have drained your energy to the point where you just couldn't take it anymore, and you felt like every day was just another issue, another problem, it wasn't giving you life anymore. Okay, is what I just heard. It was literally draining you instead. And this place also could have gave you a headache, or this person, they could have just been so, I just had to take a deep breath. So exhausting. This situation, or this person, this relationship, whatever it is. And so you are dropping this. This came reversed. Wounded warrior, reverse. 9 of Wands, reverse is saying you have hung in there long enough. You tried. I see that you, like I said, you stuck it out for a long time. I said that earlier before this card even came out. You really gave it all that you had. And you tried your best to make things work. You were patient. You put in a lot of energy into this, but you're ready to drop it, and I don't blame you. What's the advice for Leo? Look, more wands, more fire. This is the 6 of Wands. It came reversed. And this is saying that if you were to stay, there wouldn't be a victory in this. And you also look at this situation and this person as a disappointment, as something that, you know, this is something that is a waste of time, I just heard. You won't come out a winner if you stay in this. You're going to come out on the losing end if you were to stay in this situation or connected to this person or this place. So the advice is to leave. Yeah, the advice is to no longer give your energy to this. You're doing the right thing by walking away, by the way. You're doing the right thing. Because this is like a lose-lose. I heard it's a lose-lose situation. There's a lot of wands here. A lot of fire on this. See, out of these 4 cards, 3 of them are wands. Fire. That's your energy. And all of these cards came reversed. All of these wand cards came reversed. So it's like your energy, because wands are energy for me, and drive and passion. And they're, you know, it just shows being that they're reversed that you are, instead of getting energy from this situation, you know, when you're at a workplace that you like, it gives you energy. You want to come in the next day. You know, it pushes you to be better and better every day. And it inspires you. And this place doesn't. And if it's a relationship, same thing. It doesn't inspire you anymore. You don't see any it's like I just feel very stagnant. Like there's nothing moving here. If it's a relationship, it's not going anywhere. The passion is gone. And you could have came in very, ready to give this your all, and I see that you did. But your passion, your drive for this is lost. It's no more. You're burnt out. I feel like if you stay here, you're going to be even more burnt out. Or if you stay in this situation. We're going to leave it there with that one. Yeah, because they let us know exactly what this is about. Didn't they? Wow. Okay. All right, Leo. So now, Virgo. What is coming in for my Virgos this week, Spirit? What's coming in for my Virgos? My Virgos. I have Virgo in my chart as well. So what I am, guys, in case you were wondering, I'm a Libra sun, Virgo moon, Leo rising, and that's my energy. Okay. All right, let's see for my Virgos. And just so you know, this is for those of you who don't know this. When you know your placements, your birth chart placements, it's much better, because you should always look at readings based on each one of those placements. So for me, I always look into Libra. I look into what, readers have to say about Virgo. What do they have to say about Leo? Because those are my placements. So you should do the same thing. And if you don't know your placements, it's really easy. You could just Google it, okay? You could put in birth chart placement calculator, and on Google, it'll just pull it right up. All you have to do is put your information in, and it'll show you your placements. So you'll know. Some people think they only have one sign, and that's not the case. All right, so let's see for my Virgos. What's coming this week? The Magician reversed. Okay, Magician reverse. Tell me more about the Magician. Ace of Swords reverse. Okay, let me see. So aces are all about new beginnings, new opportunities, fresh starts. And swords have everything to do with communication and intellect and truth, right? So there could have been something here that if we're talking about a relationship, this is somebody that you're not talking to at the moment. It was a new connection, Virgo. You didn't know this person for long. You might have known them for a month or two. But you guys are not talking at the moment, okay? And there could be something, the reason why is because there's some type of truth that was hidden, or maybe they lied about something, could be. But the Magician coming reversed is also letting me know that you're not interested in revisiting this person. So they could be coming around this week. Okay, this week you could hear from them. They could text you, they could DM you, they could call you, whatever the case may be. But they'll be reaching out, and this is somebody who you stopped talking to, and you might not even know the reason why you stopped talking to them. That was like up in the air. It's like you stopped talking, and that was it. You're not interested in manifesting, because the Magician is all about manifestation, and it came reversed. You're not interested in creating anything with this person anymore. They didn't make you happy. Something about them didn't cut it for you. It was something that you didn't like that they did. Something that they did turned you off. And therefore, you're not even looking their way anymore. Like you forgot about them already. It's a wrap. Tell me about this person. Spirit, tell me about this person. This is somebody who you could have argued with. I see chaos that you guys got into. Chaos, drama. This is what the Five of Wands is all about. They could have been a fire sign. They could have been a Aries, Leo, Sag, or have it somewhere in their chart. But I see that you guys clashed. And that is what could have turned you off, that it was some type of clashing, or maybe they like to argue, or maybe they like to, you see how in the upright it's all these people hitting each other, you know, they're like attacking each other with these wands, and they're, you know, it's an attack. You could have felt attacked by them in some type of way, and that's what turned you off. You could have felt like they poked at you, or they started arguments with you, and unnecessarily, that they were combative in some type of way, or just liked drama, and that's not what you're into. As a Virgo, you don't do any of that. That's not your makeup, to sit there and argue over unnecessary things. And this is somebody who could have really loved to do that. So they had a little toxicity in them. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, this person was toxic as hell. Tell me more about the Five of Wands. The Empress. But you know, it's funny, because I'm getting that you came into this is your energy, I feel. You came into this as this Empress. You came in wanting peace, wanting serenity. And this is who the Empress is. You have a character where you carry yourself, first of all, with this royal mentality, because that's who you are. The Empress is someone who's high ranked. They are highly spiritual, high frequency. So you're spiritual. You're someone who could be definitely into tarot, into like anything esoteric, like spell work, witchcraft, things like this, but not in a dark way, because the Empress upright is someone who is all about the light. So you are very close to God. If this card would have came in reverse, it would show me that you were wicked, but you're not. You're actually someone who has high standards, very high morals, and you treat people good, and you're an empath. You're someone who is very nurturing. That's who the Empress is, very caring, and you're a giver. And you're abundant. So you're very successful as far as being able to take care of yourself. And you could be a mother or a father as well. If you're a man, you could be a parent. The Empress is someone who takes care of others, and a very good parent as well. Not a deadbeat at all. But you came in with this energy. They just wanted to show me that's what you wanted. You came in like this. This person wanted to fight, and it's like you have all this positive energy attached to you, Virgo, and this person wanted to fight. What? Okay, how did this person show up in the relationship, in the connection? Look, as the Queen of Cups reversed. You could have looked at this person, and they could have had water in their chart. They could have been a Cancer, a Pisces, or Scorpio, but you looked at this person as being a bit cold. You could have seen them as not really being interested. You see how her back is turned? You could have felt that this person was icy or manipulative, like they did things on purpose. They might have started fights on purpose. And I feel that they did. And that's how you looked at them too. You felt that they were, someone who would throw rocks and hide their hands. So for example, they'll start some type of argument with you, and then turn around and act like they didn't do anything wrong, or act like they don't know why you're upset, or why you would take it any kind of way. You took it some kind of way because they poked at you. So this is somebody who you could have felt, what's the word that I'm looking for? That they would aggravate you on purpose, or they would like poke at you just to get a rise out of you, because you're so even keel and so chill, so laid back, so calm and so peaceful. And sometimes people like to do that. They like to rile up others when they have work to do on themselves. They're not healed. This is someone who is manipulative. They do poke at people and start stuff with people on purpose. They do. And also, this is someone, Spirit wants you to know, they couldn't have gave you what you wanted anyway, because being that they're the Queen of Cups reversed, they are someone who loves attention and loves to be loved on, but they don't have the capability to give emotion. They're too fearful. They're too blocked emotionally. You know, they could have been hurt in the past and they're holding on to that, so they don't let people in very easily, this person. So they were not in a place to give the Empress, which is you, whether you're a man or a woman, you what you needed and what you deserved, and you know, and so that's why it didn't work. Now, what's the advice here, Spirit? What's the advice? They're saying don't give to this person one bit. With this Page of Cups coming reversed, do not, and I mean do not, when they come in and they reach out to you this week, because they will, just ignore them. Don't give them any emotion whatsoever. If you do answer the phone, some of you will. Some of you will text back. Some of you will DM back. Some of you will pick up that phone. And if you do, if you choose not to ignore it and you do, just be very unemotional, because this person is not for you. You see how this cup is upside down. Spirit is saying do not give to this person. They're not for you. They don't match your frequency. You're coming out as the Empress. You know who the Empress is? That's all the queens in the deck combined. That's who you are. Whether you're a male, female, or what have you. So you are somebody who embodies everything, all the queens. And when I say all the queens, I mean you have within you, you have these tools within you that help you through life. You have the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Air, you know, of Swords. You have the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of, what am I missing? Of Cups, all rolled into one. So you are so balanced in your life. You're balanced in your chakras. You're balanced. You're healed already. You show up in life already healed. So why would you want to deal with somebody who's unhealed? It's not going to work. It's not going to work. So that's what they want you to know. Okay. Capricorn. What do we have for you this week, Cap? Cap, let's see what's going on for this week. For this week coming, Capricorn. Let's see what we have for the Caps. Let's take a look. Okay, I was cutting the deck. You were dealing with somebody who was in a third-party situation with this Three of Cups reverse. You were dealing with them and they had somebody else on the side is what happened, okay? And you could have found out about it. And you once, I feel like while you were with this person, you felt like this. This is the Five of Pentacles. They made you feel very alone, even though you were supposed to be together in a connection. And they came off very cold when you could have been, you know, just reaching out for love and being very loving, caring. And they just gave you their back. You know, you felt like they didn't have time for you. And they could have made you feel abandoned as well in this connection. And and you didn't understand why. And the reason why you felt so alone and abandoned and like they didn't have time for you is because they were giving their time, their energy, and their emotion to somebody else with this Three of Cups reversed. They were definitely doing that. Whether you knew that or not. Let's see if you did know that. Tell me what Capricorn has coming this week. What's going on with Cap? The Hangman reversed. You've come to a realization. This is you coming out of your head. This is you having an aha moment this week, because we're talking about this week now. This week, you're going to realize something. You're going to realize, I feel like that something has to do with leaving this person alone, because maybe you're going to realize that they were dealing with, you might find out for a fact that they, you know, definitely had somebody on the side. And once you get that illumination, once you have that realization, I feel like you're going to be out of there this week. Tell me more about the Hangman reverse. Look, because they put you in your head too much. Look, with this Nine of Swords. This is somebody that made you lose sleep, Cap. This is you up at night in bed, can't rest, because you're thinking about, damn, where's this person at? Maybe they even disappeared on you, ghosted you a lot, and you were wondering, where are they? I want, they're not answering the phone. Why they not calling me back? Why they not texting me back? And it had you so much in your head because you were anxious. You were on edge because of how they made you feel. And you could have had an idea that they were dealing with somebody, but you didn't have the proof. And I feel this week, you're going to be coming out of this, possibly. You will be because clearly you're going to find something out. Now, when you find that out, it could be too that when you find out that, yes, they were cheating on you, that this is what's going to happen this week, that you're going to be so hurt that it is going to cause you to lose sleep. So there's a couple of scenarios here. All right. But it looks like you're going to find out about a third party, Cap. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I do. But I have to tell you what I see. And I always will. I'm never going to sugarcoat this. You're going to find out about it. It's going to have you in the Nine of Swords, completely destroyed, depressed, in a dark place, hurting. What was the obstacle here, Spirit? What was the obstacle? Well, first of all, who is this person? Who is this person? Show me who Cap was dealing with, please. Somebody who you couldn't communicate with. The communication sucked with this Three of Pentacles being reversed. And again, you see, it's 3 again. So we had, when I was cutting the deck, I saw 3 of Cups reversed. And now we're seeing 3 of Pentacles reversed, which is double confirmation that there was a third party involved in this connection you were in. And so they're letting me know that this is somebody that you had a hard time being able to collaborate with them, being able to get on the same page with them and work with them and, have a relationship, something solid and something healthy. And the reason why is because they were creeping behind your back. That's why. It wasn't you. They want me to say that. It wasn't you. It was them. It was them. Tell me more about the 3 of Pentacles. Tell me more, Spirit. The death. Yeah, this week you're going to be putting this to rest. Putting this to bed, I just heard. I'm not laughing at anybody. I'm just, sometimes when the messages come out and I can hear because I'm clairaudient. So I hear messages too. I don't just see them. And my spirit guides have no filter. So I just heard you're putting this to bed. And then, so with this death card, death is about endings. Absolutely. Absolutely. It doesn't always have to be a death, a literal death, like a physical death of a person. Sometimes it is. And if you are experiencing like a death in your family or a death of a loved one, my condolences. But I strongly feel that this death is simply the death of this connection. Because you having this illumination and having this realization of who this person is and what they were doing, you're not putting up with that. You're going to leave this person. You're going to end this connection this week if you haven't already did it. This week will be it for you. Because you're going to find out something this week is going to let you know exactly what you need to do. And what you need to do is cut this off. Death is about transformation as well. It's about an ending, but when there's an ending, there's always a new beginning as well, no matter what it is. You leave a job, it's an ending of one job, but then you find another one, so you have a whole new beginning, right? If it's a death of a person, right? We don't just die and that's it. No, we transform into a whole nother body or a whole nother form when we pass. So all it is, death is just transformation, right? It's not the end. It's never the end. So I feel like you're going to be leaving this person for sure. You're hurt over it, but you're still going to have the balls to make that move. And so I'm proud of you for that. Now, it's going to be a new beginning for you. It is going to be a new beginning for you because now you're going to be single and you're going to be, maneuvering that lifestyle. If you look at this card, there's a sun in the back. There's a sunrise all the way in the back. I don't know if you guys can see it. So there's a sunrise in the horizon. So even though you're sad this week and you're going to be hurt, you're going to be crying, you're going to be depressed, can't sleep, all this stuff, and then you're going to break up with this person, you're going to walk away from them, you're going to be depressed. But they want you to know that your sunrise won't be far away. So meaning you're going to be happy again. Nothing lasts forever. Just remember that, Cap. Nothing lasts forever. Yes, you're sad now, but you're going to be able to smile again. You're going to be feeling like your old self again once you cut this cancer off, because this person wasn't no good. I'm going to keep it real with you. And you deserve to be happy. Why not? Everybody does. If you putting good energy out there, you know what? I'm not even going to look at that. I'm going to I will look at it. How did you show up? Look, you showed up in the Lovers, but it came reversed. So that means that, tell me one more, Spirit, one more. Look. Okay, so it just shows me, Cap, that you wanted connection with this person. You wanted a close bond with them. But because it turned out that you guys became very distant, they put the distance between you when they invited another person in, okay? So that distance created an energy of you with this Seven of Wands being very defensive. They put distance in the connection, and it caused you to be defensive. It caused you to put your guard up and be very leery of this person. And you had every right to. But in the beginning, you came out as the Lovers in this connection. You wanted an equal partnership. You wanted closeness. You wanted a bond. You wanted something solid, something long-term. Someone who you looked to this person and wanted to have somebody you could be on the same page with, and they created distance because they couldn't focus on just you because they had this other person. And then you became very much agitated, aggravated, and defensive towards them because you didn't trust them. And that's exactly what happens when, the trust is ruined. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Aquarius, what do we have? And then we got Pisces, and we're going to wrap it right up. Guys, I got to go out and handle some business in a few. It's supposed to pour down raining, so I'm trying to get out there before it does that. Okay. Aquarius. What is going on for my Aquarius this week? Oh, we got the Sun. That's the happiest, most positive card in the deck. The Sun this week. The King of Pentacles. But the King of Pentacles came reversed. It could be that your money has been funny. It could be that, more recently you could have been robbing Peter to pay Paul and having to scrape pennies, having to borrow, and not having enough, right, to feel comfortable. But then this week, I see the Sun is coming out for you, you see? So, Aquarius, it looks like something's going to open up for you where there's going to be abundance here, growth in your finances, and you're going to be feeling much better and much lighter. Because when you don't have enough, and trust me, I know, I've been there. When you don't have enough, it puts you in a state of anxiety and worry and sadness and depression even. And, I just see that all of that is going to be melting away. And you're going to be able to smile again and feel happy and optimistic. And let's look a little more. Let's cut this. Aquarius, let's see. What's coming in for Aquarius this week, Spirit? Look, Ten of Pentacles What did I just say? I just said this. 10 of Pentacles, you know what that's about? You see all those coins? You see every single one of those coins. This is about, I want to word it in the right way. First of all, this is about having a solid foundation when it comes to your finances and your business. If you have any businesses or anything like that, or your business in general, your bills, your home, you're going to be able to flourish this week. You have coins coming. You could be getting an unexpected check, or I just see it could be a bonus coming in for you, Aquarius. It could be that some type of inheritance, or but I just see that you'll have more than enough, and you may be able to invest in yourself. If you had, which it looks like you did, if you had worries about being able to take care of your kids, take care of your bills, this is a thing of the past. And the beginning of this turnaround is going to start this week. I'm not saying that it's just going to happen right away and one day you're going to get, this big lump sum. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the turnaround and your mood will be affected too, because you're going to feel much better, because your worries are not going to be focused on your well-being. You understand? And it looks like you won't have any worries. And the turnaround is going to happen. The beginning of this process is going to happen this week. So where your money will be better, and you know that your money is going to be better. And you'll be able to, take care of some things that you could have had to put off because you just didn't have the funds to do it. All right, tell me more about the 10 of Pentacles. Look, more pentacles. Look, now we got the 9. Come on, y'all. Come on, man. Look, the 10 of Pentacles came out. I said confirm that one. We got the 9 of Pentacles. 9 and the 10. You're doing great. I feel like you're a single person too. You're not somebody who's currently in a relationship. You could be a single mom or a single dad, because I know there's single dads out there too. I know quite a few of them. But you're someone who right now, you are not focused on a relationship anyway, because you're someone who, Aquarius, you are very much concerned on being successful. And you're somebody who likes nice things. You like luxury activity, okay? Nice clothing, go on trips, things like that, self-care, all of these things. You're into that very much. You take care of yourself. And even when you don't have it, no one could tell, because you keep yourself up in such a way. You're somebody who keeps your hair cut. You keep your hair, your wig done. You keep your nails done. You get manicures. You have the nice clothes. You have nice shoes, and you might have a nice car, or if you don't have, you have a nice place to live, or you keep your home nice and neat and clean, and you like it to be a certain way and kind of luxurious, and it's all about aesthetics with you, and so, and accents and things like this. But you're a very positive person, Aquarius. You're someone who looks at the bright side. But right now, this week, you're definitely not focused on any type of relationship. You will have tunnel vision when it comes to your money. And I see that your money, again, is going to be looking absolutely beautiful. You're in the process of building up your finances and your abundance. And I feel like for quite some time, you have been depressed, sad, feeling a little hopeless, feeling like, when can I get a break? I feel like your break is coming. You understand? And that the break is going to begin starting this week in some way. There's going to be a break. There's going to be, you know what? I remembered the sun card. Remember the sun card that came out for you? You know how when it's raining or it's cloudy and then you see the sun coming through the clouds? That's what in my third eye, I just seen that. So you have been down. I do see that. You could have been crying. been alone, crying, you know, in your room or crying in your car or wherever, being down about the fact that you're doing this all alone, because I see you're a single person and you're holding everything together, but yet you can't, it's like you felt like you couldn't get ahead. And now this week, you're going to start to see little by little, there's things that are going to open up for you. And what's going to happen is these little steps that you're going to be taking are going to lead to your abundance, where your whole situation is about to change. But this is just the beginning. But you have been putting in all the work, and I feel like you deserve it because you've been focused on your, you know, getting better and doing what you have to do. You know, you're not a slouch. So you're getting ready to get some really good karma, and it's going to show up in your bank account. So good for you. Can I hold $1? Can I hold? Listen, I don't need much. Let me hold 50 cents because wow, guys. I have never seen the 10 of Pentacles, then the 9 of Pentacles. Like, what's going to pop out next? My God. Then the Sun card came out. I mean, it's all beautiful. I haven't seen one negative situation here yet. Wow. What's the advice for my collective? Release anything or anyone who's toxic. With this Devil reversed, there could be someone that you were connected to in the past, the recent past, and they may show their face this week. Because remember, we talking about what's happening this week. They may resurface, but this person is toxic as hell. They could just be all about sex or lust. They could be addicted to you, and you know, in a sexual way. They could have very toxic habits that you could have picked up being with this person. That could be one scenario. Another one could be that they like to keep people chained to them. You see how on this card, these characters down below, under the Devil, they're chained to each other, right? And there's the Devil in the background orchestrating this. So it's like this person, for example, that's coming back this week, this could be someone who, they're actually chained to the Devil, but they're chained to each other too. So I feel there's something about this person. You could have been codependent on them at one point, or felt like you needed them, and they liked that, and they use that to manipulate you and the relationship in some kind of a way. But this is somebody who they're not healed. They're not healed. It came reversed. So whoever's coming, this Devil reverse, there's somebody who's not healed. 1000%. They still need to work on themselves. Keep that in mind when they come knocking on the door, or they ring that, you know, phone of yours, or you hear that notification. This is somebody. Tell me more about this person, this Devil in reverse. Tell me more, Spirit. They're the Knight of Swords. This person could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Now, this came reversed. So this is somebody who's reckless as hell. This is somebody who doesn't think before they act. They don't think before they speak. So one of the issues that you could have had with them is that they talk to you crazy. You know, they could have been super, I see it, not could have been, they were super nasty in the way that they communicated with you. They were very sharp with their tongue. They hurt your feelings. This is who the King of Swords reversed is. They will hurt your feelings in a minute and won't think twice about it, and won't apologize either. They won't, because they don't see anything wrong with it, and they don't care. They like to hurt people's feelings. This is a toxic individual. They came out as the Devil reversed and the Knight of Swords reversed. So this is someone who is manipulative. They don't own up to their stuff, is what I just heard. They don't, when they do something wrong, they can't admit it. And they have way too much of a sense of false pride. I can't even speak. I usually don't get tongue-tied like that. So this is somebody who could twist your words too. Like you're trying to get something across to them, and they'll try to manipulate it and make it something that it's not, when you didn't mean that at all. You know what you meant when you said it, and they know what you meant, but then they'll twist it. This is somebody who does that, and it's manipulation, and it's because they're the Devil reversed. They are someone who's completely in devil energy. And this is somebody you don't need around. With everything good going for you like this, do you want or need this kind of attachment? Think about it. Think about it. I want you to really think about it. The advice is they want you to think about and remember who this person is. I want you to come back to this video if you need to. Any one of you, any one of my signs out there, if you need to, for this week, so that you can remember and get a refresher. Because the advice is remember exactly who you're dealing with. This person was in this energy when you left them. You've been single, working on yourself. Now you have great karma coming to you, happiness coming to you, and you're not even with anybody. You don't need anybody to be happy. That's where you at. So why would you let this person come back and ruin your energy, have you feeling bad or feeling down, depressed? And I feel like that's what they did. They drained you. They did. How did this person make my collective feel? My Aquariuses feel? And then I'm going to leave it at that. Look. Ah, my God. Look what they did. They made you feel out in the cold. This is somebody who made you feel abandoned, and you were supposed to be connected to this person. They turned their back on you. This is somebody who could have been very avoidant and very much, if you had something to say, for example, they would shut it down. Anytime you try to communicate, this is also with this 5 of Pentacles, a feeling of abandonment. I don't know if I already said that. They came off very cold, and that's exactly who the Knight of Swords is. Very cold, icy, almost heartless is how you could have, left this connection feeling like this person didn't care about me at all. Why would you let them back in? This is how they had you feeling, and you had to really heal from this. This shows that you already are in the process of healing from it. Even now, you're still kind of healing from the pieces, the remnants of it. So you're still in that process, but you have so much good coming that if I was you, and I'm not a doctor, but I, with my gift that I have, I can really see and look into this. Don't deal with this person. It's a wrap. Wrap it up, okay? Clip it, throw it out, all right? That's all I got to say about that one. But I'm happy for you guys. Shoot, don't forget the little people. Come back. If what I just told you is correct with these funds coming in, don't forget the little people. Don't forget who told you it was coming. All right? Drop me a donation, okay? Could be $1, could be $2. Listen, I appreciate it all. Listen. I'm for it. But I'm excited for you guys because you know what? In these days and times, anybody that could get a break, I'm happy for you. Honestly. Let's move on to Pisces. Pisces, let's see what we got coming for this week. What do we have coming for Pisces this week? All right, Pisces, one more shuffle I feel we should do. Okay. Now, give me 1 second, guys. Okay, guys. Had to go get a nice drink. But let's see for my Pisces. What do you have coming this week? The Star reversed. Okay, we have the Star reversed. Tell me more about the Star. The Emperor reversed. Okay, now. Let me just take a look. There's a few different scenarios that I'm getting, okay? With this Emperor being reversed, it shows that, believe it or not, and this message doesn't come out a lot, but anytime the Emperor or the Empress comes reversed, that means that somebody has daddy issues or either mommy issues. If it would have came out as the Empress reversed, that means that you have mother issues, okay? But this Emperor reverse shows that you have father issues. So you do have a dad who could be absent. They could be, if they are in contact with you, they could be toxic. So they could bring a lot of toxicity, manipulation, negativity into your life. If they're completely absent from your life, this is just showing that absence, it created issues in your life in other areas, in other relationships in your life, and other areas of your life. This is what the Emperor reversed is about. You could, with this star being reversed, you could be feeling pretty, because the star, if it would have came upright, that means that you have a lot of hope, that you're healed. But it just shows me that you have some healing that you need to do because of your father issues. There's healing that needs to take place. You need to be working on yourself more, because the issues that stem from your dad, either your present toxic dad or your absent toxic father, those issues have created in you a sense of like hopelessness. You could be someone, for example, who feels like, I just heard, what's the use? Like, so an attitude of like not giving a damn anymore. You know what I mean? Like not caring within yourself, you know, and it affects you, and it affects other people that are around you. So people that care about you, and give me 1 second, guys. It makes you, the issues that you have with from your father, it makes you imbalanced when it comes to your emotions. So emotionally, it affects how you present yourself in life, and also the ability to give love and receive love. Because you see, if this card would have came upright, you see how on this upright star, this character they have two like vases of water, and they're pouring, and it's a balanced pour. Like you see, it's a balanced type of pouring. But in the reverse, this is very there's an imbalanced energy when it comes to your emotions. Emotions have to do with water, and you are definitely a water sign. So this star card really jumps out, because this is all about emotions, and that's something that Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio, you guys are really tuned into your emotions, and it can either go good or bad. You know, if you have bad situations or environment when you grow up, when you're young, it turns into worse issues when you get older, unless you do the work. You have to do the work on yourself so you can heal from that. Because if you don't heal from it, what would happen if my Pisces doesn't heal from this? What would happen if they don't do the work? Look at this. Look. The 10 of Swords. Look at that. This is what will happen. You're going to wind up sabotaging yourself. You see how this character has 10 swords in his back. You do feel betrayed. You could feel very betrayed by your father figure. This could be your real father. It could be someone who was a father figure to you. However it resonates for you. Everybody has different situations, but this is the 10 of Swords is all about betrayal, 100%. So you do feel, in this week, you could be feeling an overwhelming feeling of betrayal. You could be thinking about your father figure. You could be feeling more disconnected and imbalanced within yourself. And I'm going to tell you, because of this betrayal, it caused you to be, you see how it's black all in the back of this person? There's a darkness. You could have felt abandoned. You could have felt left alone. You could have, this person could have left you alone, the father figure. They could have left your life, or they could have really, literally abandoned you somewhere, left you somewhere, and never came back. Everybody has different situations. But this is what will happen if you don't do the healing. You will wind up, you see all these swords, you're going to have so many opportunities in your life that you're basically going to off yourself. You're going to be missing a lot of good opportunities, positive things that could happen if you don't do the work. And you should really begin to do that work as early as possible. This week, I'm just saying, because we asked about what's going on with you this week. You could be feeling very much nostalgic for whatever reason over this character, which is your father figure, who is coming out reversed. This could be someone who I'm just looking at this card. Your father figure could, I'm not saying that they have to be, but they could have been an air sign, or a Scorpio, because we got the Emperor, and then but we also have the Ten of Swords. So they could have been a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, or they could have been a Scorpio, because these are the cards that's here. Now this person, either they had a bad temper because they have on all this red. They could have been somebody who was very mean and nasty, or the other scenario is that they were just very avoidant. They could have been over controlling. I'm just giving you all the characteristics of the Emperor reverse. This is someone who could have been avoidant to the point where, if they were in the house, it was like they weren't in the house. That kind of thing, like they were physically there, but they weren't mentally and spiritually and emotionally there for you. And so it made an imbalance within you, and you could just be dealing with this more so this week. It may just be coming up because, even me as a person, I have issues. I have had issues in the past where, I had to, all of us work on ourselves, right, in different ways. And we all grew up different. But there's things that I had to work on in the past, and it did create imbalance. And I realized it. I realized that if I don't get this in check, I'm gonna mess myself up. So I had to do my own work. And that's what the advice would be. What's the advice from my Pisces spirit? What's the advice? Look, Knight of Wands, which came reversed. Tell me more about the Knight of Wands. The World. You literally, oh, wow. Wow, look at that. You see how, what they're saying is right now you could become, so this is the Knight of Wands. You could be younger, you could be in your, because the Knights are not totally mature, right? There's different levels in tarot. I just want to break it down. So the pages are like young, like kids. And then we have the Knights that are usually in this teenage energy, okay? Then we have the Kings that are in their 20s, 30s. Then you have the Emperors that are usually in their 40s, the Empresses, 40s, right? And if you're older, you still stay at that. If you're mature and you're healed, you'll stay up in the Emperor upright and the Empress upright. But anyway, this is a teenage energy. So even if you're not a teenager, you could be in your 30s and you just think like a teenager, okay? But I just see that you have like a more teenage-like mind frame. You could have fire in your chart, Aries, Leo, Sag, with these wands. But you're someone who is, at this time, this week, you could be making some reckless choices, or you could be upset thinking about, or these feelings are resurfacing thinking about, this father figure. The advice that came out for you is to remember this. The World card. Now, you see how this character, there's like a wreath around this person, and they're in there by themselves, right? But you see how peaceful they are and how confident they are and how vulnerable, and they are literally on top of the world. They're floating in the sky and with the clouds. So what they want you to know, metaphorically, Spirit wants you to know, Pisces, that you don't need this person. Whoever this is, this father figure that left you, this toxic, and toxic could be that they didn't show up in your life the way that you needed them to, right? And the way that you deserved. That's being toxic. And there is such a thing as toxic parents, believe me. I will tell you that, okay? I know a thing or two about it, all right? So, but they want you to know, look at this beautiful advice, that you are whole all by yourself. And basically they want you to know that you don't need this person. I'm going to just say it straight how I see it. You don't need this person, that you're able to, if you put the work in, you'll be whole all on your own. And not only that, the world is literally yours. So you have everything it takes within you, Pisces, to be productive, to be successful. You have all the tools that it takes. You're smart, you're intuitive, you are someone who is in touch with their feelings, their emotions, and that's a gift. A lot of people don't have those, and you can use those things to create whatever you want. And the World card is about being whole and complete all on your own. Not needing anybody. You see this character's in this wreath, in this circle all by themselves, and they're just as happy as they can be and victorious and successful alone. You don't need anyone to have that. You definitely don't need anybody toxic to have it. Okay? Now, let's say that this Emperor reversed isn't a parent figure. Let's say that this could also be that this is a romantic relationship, or it could be a boss that you work for. And this person is just, because there are toxic employers as well. All right. There's toxic workplaces, work environments, So however this resonates, but you're feeling hopeless when it comes to the situation, right? And if you don't do the healing and remove yourself from this type of energy, this is what you'll do. You're going to self-sabotage yourself. You have to leave these feelings behind and you have to move forward. What's something that Pisces can do to move forward? What's something they can do to help themselves? Wheel of Fortune, look, it came upright. Look at that. You know what they're saying? Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel. So basically what they're saying is how you can help yourself is to just start anew. And it just brings me to, I just heard that this is what they want me to tell you. Sometimes the messages come so fast, so just bear with me. But what I just heard is that it doesn't matter what happened yesterday, right? Today is a new day. Each day is a new day, and it's a new chance. And Wheel of Fortune and Tarot is all about new chances, new beginnings, new opportunities to try again, to get it right. And when you think of Wheel of Fortune, you spin that wheel, you don't know where it's going to land. It could land on bankrupt. It could land on $1 million. But you take that chance. So take the chance on yourself and really put your best foot forward. And if you need to remove yourself from a workplace, do that. If you need to remove yourself from a relationship, do that. If this is a toxic parent, leave that memory of that person where it is. Like, put it in a box in your mind and leave it there. And don't revisit it. Because you have good karma coming if you do that. Because the Wheel of Fortune is about good luck, good karma. But you have to step out on faith, though. You have to make that move. You got to put your foot forward first so that you'll be able, you have to reach your hand out and reach for this wheel to turn it, right? But if you don't, if you just stay stuck and you keep doing the same thing over and over and keep staying in the same situation, then is anything going to change? No. But Wheel of Fortune is about change. So they're saying you need to work on yourself and change yourself with this Wheel of Fortune. Change how you've been thinking about the situation, whatever it may be, guys, because I just told you it could be so many different scenarios with this Emperor reversed. But there's something toxic. There's somebody toxic, that you continue to think about. And what it does is it ruins, it breaks your heart each and every time. And it also sabotages good experiences that you could have. And it makes everything negative and bad for you in your life. You have to make the change with this Wheel of Fortune. And that's what they want you to know. You have to be the one. Nobody's going to do it for you. No one can do it for you. Only you can make the changes that you need to make for yourself. Because this is, ultimately, it's your life, And something my mother used to say, and she still says it, and it resonates with me, is that, like, if somebody does you dirty or somebody does you wrong, these are not her exact words, but this is what she means. If somebody does something to wrong you, right, and you didn't deserve it, right? If you hold on to that, you just hurting yourself, because that other person, for all you know, they could be on living their life, their best life, having fun, not thinking about you whatsoever, in the best of spirits, enjoying every single day of their life. So what makes you think that you should be somewhere depressed, crying, feeling bad about yourself, creating bad energy for yourself and bad karma and everything for yourself? Wash your hands of that person in your mind. You can even say a prayer for them and leave it right there and let God handle them. Because trust me, karma is real. So just always remember that karma, that Wheel of Fortune, it came out for a reason. They want you to know that you don't have to do anything to get back at this person or to, for things to, go bad for this person or whatever. Don't wish bad on anybody. That's not good. But just know that the wheel turns on its own. The wheel's going to turn for that person too. They could be riding high today, but who knows? Next week they could be in the hospital, you know, and that'll be their own fault. They could lose all the money that they have. They could be homeless. You don't know what's going on with that person. You don't know if they're getting their karma right now. All right. But it looks like you have good karma as long as you work on yourself. All right. Pisces, that was long. Listen, I'm getting out of here. I have to go handle some things. Oh, it's not raining yet, so I still have a chance. I love you guys. And listen, don't forget to like the video. It helps the channel. It helps me to grow when you like the video. So do that. And if you feel so, you can comment. If you need a personal reading, feel free to reach me. The information is in the description box. And I will see you guys next time. Later.